Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Hey, yo, Jay.
Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it now, I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it now, I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, sorry about that, to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And guys, Bitcoin did a little spill ski to the downside. Should we be panicking? Oh my God, the bear market is coming. Everything's going to zero. Sell your bags. I'm just kidding, guys. And even if I did say sell your bags, you shouldn't do it because this is not financial advice. But in all seriousness, guys, obviously we have gotten a little bit of a move to the downside. Is this something we should be worried about? Now, if you caught my market update earlier today, you will know kind of my thoughts, at least on the price action that was forming back then. Obviously, we have had some new candles print, so we do have some different opinions. But for the most part, my sentiment remains the same. As you guys know, last week we were looking at the charts on this live stream, talking about how we may not be as safe just blindly holding our longs into oblivion and being conservative with the shorts. You guys know my sentiment was kind of be greedy with the longs and be conservative with the shorts. And we are kind of changing that sentiment a little bit, even last week, as we saw some very, very specific signs on the chart that we're calling for a potential move down. If you watch the show, you know what these signals are. If you saw the market update earlier, you know what these signals are. But I will go over them again today real quick to help you guys find out where there is weakness in the market next time it happens, so you could try to front run that move before it happens. But I want to cover the key levels to the downside, guys, and give you the context of how I'm looking at this market, and not only that, but how I am trading this market, because like I said, not really, last week and the weeks prior, we've basically been just like buying the dip and holding for those higher targets. You guys know the thumbnail every single day was just like 75K, started with 50K incoming, right? Then it was like 60K incoming, and then it was like 62K incoming, and then 72K incoming. And it was like almost like our thumbnails were just like buy and sell signals for the most part. But obviously things have changed since then. So we're going to take a look at the charts today, and I want to break down just how bearish I feel and how scary I think this will be, or not scary. So we're going to break it down on today's live stream, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. I see you guys in the chat already. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. What is going on? We got Crypto Coaster in the chat, says, it's going down, baby. Let's go. Shout out to you. We got Crypto Pollo in the chat, my fellow farm animal. What is going on, brother? From one goat to one chicken. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. We got Edward Diamond Hands in the chat. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Let's go. Loving the name, bro. Let's get it. Because I can bump it, or Koozie can, as I like to call him. Darren Does Things in the chat, and we actually have an announcement about Darren Does Things coming up pretty soon here. Shout out to Darren. And with all that being said, we got Logan. Logan FT in the chat. What is going on, bro? Nikki94 Boo in the chat. And last but not least, certainly not least, we got Dave Digital in the chat. So let's go ahead here, guys, and jump on into the charts, because we do have a bit to look at, as we did get that spill to the downside last night. So let's go ahead and jump in. Don't forget to smash the like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys extra chances to win some free crypto. And don't forget, guys, before we take a look at the charts, I do want to just pull up the Discord really quickly here, because we are giving away 0.02 Bitcoin. And if you are in the free Discord, simply come onto the Discord, come to the Mafia community here, and come onto the giveaway section. Click that, and simply just click that participate button to enter a chance to win 0.02 Bitcoin. This is sponsored by the man, the myth, the legend, Golden, as you guys know. So shout out to Golden for making this possible. We gave 0.02 Bitcoin away last week, and Golden wanted to double it down for the Mafia. So shout out to him, and drop those golden emojis in the chat if you guys love Golden as much as we do. But without that further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here. Now, obviously, if you guys had seen my update earlier today, we kind of talked about the key levels that I was looking at. Right now, I mean, even on there's those golden emojis popping in. Let's go. And shout out to Big Rob, said, good to catch you live. Hard to do from here in New Zealand. Have a good one, mate. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you for tuning in, brother. We got a few first-timers in the chat here today. But as we take a look here, shout out to Crypto Pollo. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Guys, I probably should have started with this. I was gonna say something about this a little bit later, but shout out to Crypto Pollo. Says 60K subs. Cluck cluck, fam. We love you, Frankie. Shout out to Crypto. I almost said Crypto Cowpoke. Why did I say that? Crypto Pollo. Thank you so much, bro. Guys, we hit. I was gonna say this later. I will touch on this at the end of the stream, and I might get all sentimental and emotional on you guys. But yeah, shout out to you guys. We just hit 60,000 subscribers. Absolutely unbelievable. It's it's just a testament to the community that I want to say we've built here. But you guys are the community. I'm just the crazy guy on camera screaming, as I always say. So yeah, 60K is absolutely insane. And like I said on Twitter, I know this isn't a lot for a lot of people, but for me, this is not only a gigantic milestone for YouTube, but this is like a giant milestone in my life, right? Like, this is one of the coolest things that I've ever had the pleasure of doing. So this is like a huge deal for me, and it would literally be nothing without the CandleMafia. We're the best crypto community on earth. You guys. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to touch on this a little bit later in the stream, but shout out to Crypto Pollo. Thank you for the congrats, bro. And guys, smash that like button if you've been here since the beginning. And shout out to all of you guys. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, we are trying to get to 60,100 subscribers. That is the next milestone. So smash that subscribe button and hit the like so we could get new Mafia members in here. And to keep you guys coming, let's go ahead and spit that TA sauce. So here we go. So let's take a look here. Obviously, we got that little move to the downside. And as you guys know, let me go ahead and hide this. I'm going to go ahead and hide this. And let's go ahead and pull this volume profile. You guys know this is basically the volume profile that we had been looking at for quite some time. It's just kind of bing-bonging around here. And then last week, this was kind of where my bearish sentiment started to kind of pile in, or not pile in, but it's kind of where I started to, like I said, stop just not blindly longing the dips and holding for higher prices. But, when you're in this massive move to the upside, you guys will know, and I am still holding this long from down here at about 40K. So I am still technically holding this long, which is obviously still massively in profit. But, since basically right here, since I entered this long, and you could even argue like really since this breakout, right, things were extremely bullish, right? Not only were they bullish on order flow, but, market structure was bullish on the higher time frames, and even from a volume profile perspective, things were absolutely ballistically bullish, as I like to say, right? Ever since we broke this high right here. I mean, ever since we really broke this high. But really since here, I've just been calling for higher targets. Now, why is that? How am I able to so confidently call for these higher targets? Well, it's a mixture of things, right? It's not just market cipher. It's not just the order flow. It's not just the volume profiles, but a mixture of all of this stuff. And as you guys know, we had that macro volume profile. So again, once we got this breakout to this value area low, we knew that it was going to be likely that we'd start hitting our head on here. And once we broke it, we were likely going to come up to that $50,000 value area high on Bitstamp, which is obviously the POC on Bybit. If you've been here for a long time, you guys kind of know the relevance of me saying that. We come to the Bybit chart. Very simply put, the value area high on this chart was between 40 and 50K, 48 and 50K. And then on the Bybit chart, the POC came in at about 48K, and then that value area high on Bybit came in a little bit higher at about 54,455. So once we got above this level, guys, it's very easy, not easy, but it's and there were other levels in between, here and the value area high that we also were looking at. But once you break this value area low, with the bullish market structure on the weekly time frame, like, it's very clear that this thing wants to go up, right? Amongst the other things, right? We had the money flow on market cipher B crossing over into the green on these higher daily time frames. Crossing over into the green just about here before that big run up. So there was many reasons to just be not blindly. I always say blindly, but I just really what I mean to say is very confidently just calling for the higher prices. So with that being said, last week we were talking about not really necessarily being in that kind of frame of mind anymore, right? Because we can't just be shamelessly bullish if we think it's going to go down. And simply put, one of the major things we were looking at here, guys, there were two major things, right? Weekly red dot looking to print, which is now printing. This was printing yesterday. We talked about it. But we had that VWAP on the weekly coming out, right? Looking for the red dot. On top of this, we also had the 4-hour. This was the main thing I was looking at, right? And we touched on this many times. We had a bearish divergence on the 4-hour. I covered this in the market update, right? You have your higher highs on price action, the lower highs on your momentum waves, with your money flow coming to the downside. And this oftentimes, when you have a bear div like this, and you have money flow in agreement with that bear div, right? Saying that money flow is coming out at the same time as printing this bear div, oftentimes, this is somewhat of some kind of a significant top. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to nuke down to 30K necessarily. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're calling for zero, but we may be able to get some kind of a sustained downtrend, at least within the context of this 4-hour time frame. And obviously, we have lost the value area low. We came back up, tried to break back in, but again, in that market update, I was letting people know, not too confident in this bounce getting us back into the volume profile. Based off of many things, right? Like market cipher B looking bearish, amongst other things we'll take a look at in today's live stream. But, if we do wind up rejecting this level, guys, and even if we do wind up coming up higher, right? Like even if we get accepted into this value area, it's still not just going to be, oh my God, long this for all-time highs, right? That was kind of the sentiment of trading these other ranges, right? Like back here when we were trading this local range, if we caught a long down here, we'd be like, hey, hold this for the next high. But we're just not in that scenario anymore because of money flow, because of the weekly red dot, amongst other things, right? And then you're looking in hindsight, not only was this a 4-hour bear div, but you were also deviating above your value area high, letting you know this is an overvalued asset and you may be able to look for shorts to bring price back into your range. Go to where? The POC and eventually the value area low. Caught a nice little scalp long off of this. Off of this value area low. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about how I closed it in full, and I was not looking for this to bring us up to the value area high for very specific reasons. And look what happened. We put in a lower high, and we made a new low, right? This was all based off money flow, because when you have money flow coming out, that indicates the longer-term trend and makes these little pumps to the upside with money flow coming out more likely to be lackluster pumps before putting in lower highs and making new lows. That's exactly what we wound up seeing happen. So, with that being said, the question is, well, Frankie, if we break down out of this volume profile and we cannot get back above it, where are we likely to go? Which brings me to our next levels, which is obviously going to be the value area low beneath us. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this volume profile just so we don't get super confused. And as you guys can see here, as we lost this trend, this range up here, we have now somewhat gotten accepted back into this old volume profile with our value area high at 65K and our value area low sitting all the way down here at about 60,100. So this is going to be, and let me just label these levels so we know the context of what we're looking at: value area high, POC, and your value area low. So now we have context, right? If we keep coming down here, the next likely place, and I will say we are battling this daily level right now. If we get accepted back below this daily level, in my opinion, it's going to be somewhat likely to get down to your POC and eventually your value area low, which obviously could be an area where we look for longs. And then another level that I have been talking about or talked about earlier today in the market update was this little wick down here at about $59,088, where we have this giant wick, right? So this is likely to have a lot of liquidity sitting below. Now, this isn't necessarily supported by the heat map, right? So this wick low is sitting at about 59K, right? 59.88. And let's just run this. Let me reload this real quick. Let's just run this chart. And I'm going to go ahead and see if we have any kind of significant liquidity sitting below this wick. And I don't know what is going on here with high block. It just will not load. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull up a new tab here. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my face cam here real quick, guys, because I do not know what I'm about to pull up here, and it didn't even pull up on the main screen. So there we go. All right, so let me see if I can pull up high block one more time, and it just won't load. What is going on here? Let me see. Okay, that worked. Let me reload the liquidation heat map. Okay, is high block down right now? What is going on? Okay, I guess we can't look at the heat maps, guys. I don't know what's going on. It just will not run. I keep refreshing the page. I just do not know what's going on. Okay, well, anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. But basically what we'd be looking at on those heat maps, guys, is we'd be looking for the liquidation level sitting just below. And if there is a gigantic hot spot of liquidity sitting below this low, it could make it likely that we come down and get gravitated towards this level. And not only that, after we see those liquidations occur and we wick below those levels, right? When you tap into those liquidation levels, guys, it is going to create market sells, right? Added sell pressure to the market, right? So once those liquidations start to occur, you could see a quick wick to the downside before snapping back up. And if we did wind up seeing that and we did get a swing failure pattern, it could be pointing to reacceptance into this range to go back to the high, which obviously we need to do if we want to come back into this range and go to new all-time highs. But, obviously we would have to work in the context of this range, looking for resistance at a value area high until we wind up actually getting the breakout. So this is the context that I'm looking at in the market right now. If we get another dump down overnight, guys, I think it's likely that these are going to be the next major levels of support. Right now, another thing to realize about this volume profile, which take this not with a grain of salt, but this is take this with a grain of salt, but I am paying attention to this, right? One thing to realize about this volume profile, I'm just going to hide this this daily level and this SFP level real quick. The real thing that I'm looking at here, let me relabel this value area low. Your POC and your value area low are very close to each other, right? And when you see profiles like this, oftentimes what it does is it could potentially make the low of the range somewhat more magnetic, right? Because you have two of these, the value area high acts as magnet. The POC is the strongest magnet, as that's the area where the most volume was transacted. And then the value area low also acts as a magnet. So when you have two of these magnets close to each other, it kind of amplifies the strength of that level, right? In my opinion, right? It makes it act like a stronger magnet. So, looking at the current price here, we can assume, right, or hypothesize that because we have these two levels next to each other, if we keep going down, like, this is kind of one big zone of support. We don't have that POC sitting right in the middle. So, if we lose that daily level that I just hid, let me go ahead and bring that back up. If we lose this daily level, I think it is going to be likely to come back down to our next zone of support between $61K and $60,133. And then, that's kind of the next major levels of support. Now, if you're wondering why we got this bounce here, guys, and if you saw the market update earlier, you will know that I took a scalp with the premium Discord earlier this morning, and I didn't really have high hopes for this trade, right? And granted, it didn't wind up playing out that well, but it worked. It wound up playing out well if you saw the market update, obviously. But, I wasn't expecting this to necessarily be a likely revisit back into our old range to come take those all-time highs. So the question remains, if we continue up, right? If we get another pump to the upside, because to be quite honest with you, we do have somewhat of a fresh green dot here on the 4-hour. Now, VWAP is flopping over, but sometimes you can get a little extra juice out of these. Your 5-hour red dot, green dot is also looking to print. Money flow looking pretty dang bearish here, to be quite honest. But that green dot is printing, so if we did get like one more kind of, liquidation spike to the upside, wrecking all the shorts here, or all the early shorts, the levels that I'll be looking at are going to be within this volume profile above, right? Because simply put, if you pull from your high to your low, you can see you have nice confluence here. This is the same level we looked at on the market update. You have your POC, your 786, and your golden pocket sitting right here. So that could be a potential likely place to put in a local lower high before reversing back to make a lower low. Now, if we get above this 786, it is going to be more likely, in my opinion, to come revisit the value area high of this local range. Now, you do have nice confluence with your 786 if you pull from the high to the low. Nice little confluence here on your 786 value area high. So this will be another big area of resistance and a very high likelihood of a lower high coming in here. Understanding your golden pocket is here as well. But with the fact that once we get above the POC of the range, it's much more likely to see the value area high. I would much prefer see that 786 get hit. So if I were to guess, right, this is very speculative. No one can ever call price action exactly like this. But if you do wind up coming up and we don't put the lower high in at this level, I would simply look to come up, interact with the golden pocket, but I would technically anticipate to hit that 786. So I wouldn't really be looking for massive shorts at the golden pocket. I would need to see some serious confirmations. So for that reason, does that make sense, guys? Because when we're looking in terms of the volume profile, you're looking to go from the low to the POC, flip the POC, and go to the high. That's the only reason I'm not putting as much weight on that golden pocket. If we came up to that golden pocket and got massive bearish signals to go short, I would take the trade. But because of what I just explained, I think and the fact that that 786 is in beautiful confluence with the value area high, this makes it a much stronger level in my opinion. I like to long and short levels that have a lot of confluence. I don't just want to short a golden pocket alone, although you can do that. But a golden pocket with a weekly level attached to it and a naked point of control is going to be much stronger than just a golden pocket, right? So for that reason, I would much prefer, and honestly, for that reason, I'm actually going to take this golden pocket off the chart, right? Again, I understand it's there. You probably want to have it marked out on the chart. I know it's there, so I want my chart to look clean, so I'm taking it off visually. So these are kind of the two major levels that I would expect a lower high to come in at. And the reason that I'm not expecting to come up to new all-time highs like we have done throughout all of this price action is simply because of the money flow. 5-hour crossing over into the red. 4-hour is also in the red. And if you guys remember the last night's live stream, what did we say we were looking at for if we are going to get a move down? What were we looking at to start that move to the downside? It was the 30-minute, money flow crossover, right? 30-minute money flow crosses over into the red just about right here. You can see, zoom in here, right? Money flow crosses into the red, and that is indeed what started the bigger move down. And we do this a lot. I think I even said last night, shout out to Tony D, try to find the clip or don't. I don't really care. It would be cool to see the clip, but it's probably going to take you forever. It's such a random thing to find. But I think yesterday I even said, if we get a move down, tomorrow night on the live stream, we're going to look back and we're going to say, hey, look, that 30-minute money flow crossover with that 8-hour red dot that was printing at the exact same time. You have that 8-hour red dot, the 30-minute money flow crossover into the red. When they happen at the same time, that's oftentimes what gives you a bigger move. So, and here we are. On tomorrow's live stream, here it is, tonight's live stream, looking at what caused that move to the downside. And once again, the money flow never lies. And simply put, that is what gave us money flow crossover into the red. That's what started the move to the downside. Now, the money flow crossing over isn't what caused the move, obviously. It's people selling or getting liquidated, etc. But, you know, that money flow crossover oftentimes is the signal for the bigger move down if you have that 8-hour red dot printing at the same time. Very simple and easy to understand strategy for some new traders that might be in here. You know, I used to trade on that strategy alone. I don't use that strategy to enter and exit trades anymore. I do use it as confluence, right? So if I have that setup playing out and I see an entry trigger to get into a short, I will use that as a confirmation. But as a beginner trader, I have hit some pretty nice trades just simply looking at the red dots on the higher time frames with the corresponding lower time frame money flow crossovers. So, you know, if you're new out there and you're learning how to trade and you are using Market Cipher, it's one of the simpler strategies that you can use. Now, obviously, you're going to backtest this yourself to make sure it works, right? Because my experience might not be your experience. But I would definitely recommend checking that out because it's very, very highly reliable. So with that being said, let's pull up the TA again here, unhide that TA. So simply put, guys, like we talked about that bearish scenario on Monday or maybe it was Friday's live stream. We talked about more of the bearish case, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't even remember. I know we talked about the bearish scenario yesterday, but I think Friday was the first time I was like, let's take a look at like if things get super bearish, where can we be looking for price to go? And that's where we covered some like long-term bearish price action. But there is a warning sign here, guys. You saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail said warning. I don't, you know, thumbnails are thumbnails, obviously. You know, you got to play the YouTube game. People don't click boring thumbnails, so you got to be somewhat sensational. But, you know, I do like to, at least deliver on like 80% of that thumbnail. And it says warning. And there is something to be worried about here. Now, I'm not calling for a big bear market or anything like that. I know a lot of people right now are like, oh, the bear market's incoming. And, you know, whether or not that's true is none of my business, right? I'm just going to trade the price action that I'm given. I don't care, necessarily on, guessing that long term right now. But the problem here is, we have a decent bit of support below, guys. But if we wind up losing this range, and more specifically this wick right here at 59K, things could get ugly pretty quick, right? Because if we pull up the VPVR again, and again, if anybody saw that market update earlier today, there's not much below us, right? A lot of the volume being traded. We developed this range up here, right? We have a high volume node right here, high volume node up here, high volume node in the middle of this range, obviously. But once you wind up getting a move below this range and you lose 59K, it's, I would expect somewhat of a quick move, at least down to about 57K, but this is really that last level of support, right? And we covered this on live streams, that $57,000 level being somewhat of a confluent level, right? I believe we do have some points of control down here, which could add to the validity of this high volume node. But, if we do break 59K and 57K doesn't save us, we could be, right? There is not much here, right? Quick moves up oftentimes give us quick moves down, right? So we do have somewhat of a gap here, obviously understanding that we have a high volume node here, again, at about 57K that will likely act as support. And, when this level becomes relevant, I will have it marked out on the chart. But for the most part, when you're looking in the grand scheme of things, when you're looking, I thought the bat phone was ringing for a second. There was just a phantom pocket vibration, guys. Does that ever happen to anybody? Let me know in the chat if that ever happens to you, where your phone just vibrates in your pocket and then you go to reach for your phone and it's not in your pocket. I can't tell you how bad that happens to me. It's like the most like my phone vibrates in my pocket and it's on my desk and I feel it in my pocket and I don't think I feel it. I actually feel it. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Very scary. But anyway, again, absolutely happens. Yeah, shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Okay, so I'm not alone. Yes, 1,000% happens to me. Happened to me many times. Okay, woo. Everyone does. Okay, thank God. I thought I might have had a yes, I hate that. Okay. Mafia, you're making me feel better. I'm not crazy. But anyway, I do have two phones, so sometimes I do feel it on the other pocket, and I'm like, okay, my other phone's in there. But yeah, okay, ghost vibes, literally. Not only ghost vibes, as in like vibes, but also ghost vibrations. Shout out to Creighton C. But let's go ahead and continue on. And Luke says all the time, okay, thank God I'm not alone. But again, guys, if we lose this, basically this whole range, again, even if you're not using the visible range volume profile or a fixed range volume profile, just looking at these candlesticks, you can see, right? Again, quick moves up oftentimes result in quick moves down. So we have to be not worried, but we have to be aware that if we lose this low, things could potentially get exciting to the downside pretty quickly. Again, remember that 57K level. And then below, you're then approaching your macro value area that we were previously trading in, right? The value area going from about 30 to about 54K. So we go back, we go down, we fall through the gap. This value area high is going to be key support. And then, once we break down below this, obviously there's tons of local levels in here. But once we lose this value area high, potentially could be opening us up for much more downside. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that we are going to lose this range. Again, I am a level-to-level trader, and I'm not saying that we're going to lose this range and come down massively, but I do think it's likely if we can't get back above that daily to come down to the bottom of the range, and then you're kind of in the danger zone of this low-volume gap. So there you go. And then, really the next major levels that come in, to be quite honest with you guys, pull up something like the monthly time frame. I'm going to take a look here at the points of control. And yeah, not much here. 51-ish, 52K. We have a naked monthly point of control. That would be considered a reliable higher time frame support level. But these don't come in until the 50s, right? There's not really many high time frame support levels between this value area low where we're almost at, right, and this and these macro value areas, right? So, 51K in the low 50s is kind of where that next major level of support is. So we really want to hold these range lows is basically what I'm saying, guys. And again, not really looking too hot, not really looking too good for holding this daily. It does look like we may lose this. Keep that in mind. Now, VWAP coming up on your 24-minute. Price action's messy, guys. Not everything is going to play out instantly, but there you go. The real important thing here is I am definitely a little bit more cautious with the longs right now. As I was saying yesterday, right, with this long, why I closed it in full, because we were anticipating that move down to the 786, which obviously we did wind up getting. Right here. I didn't pull it to the tippy top, but it's right here. So there you go. That is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. And what I'd really be watching out for is a push above this value area low. If we do come up, very, very cautious, because the reason I'm being so, kind of over-explaining this, guys, is because I have been kind of just screaming from the rooftops, we're going to break the highs, we're going to break the highs. And that was the case. But it's not the case anymore because of the money flow. So we are, on these pumps, anticipating potential lower highs at these key levels of resistance. So we come back into this range. Key levels of resistance you should be watching going into tomorrow are going to be, which, by the way, FOMC tomorrow could get very volatile. So please, for the love of God, use a stop loss and do not gamble on news days like this, right? But if we do come into the range, key levels of resistance you do want to be looking at is going to be between 67,628 and 66,389. Break above that level, come up to your value area high 786. That's sitting between 71,519 and 71,260. So that's where I'd be looking for the lower highs. And then if we come down using this volume profile for context, as well as all those juicy details that I just gave you about this wick. So there you go, guys. That is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin for the most part. Shout out to Luke David for grabbing that Frankie Candles membership. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome to the muscle, my friend, my paisan. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let me catch up on these super chats real quick. I know I missed a couple. We're going to be taking a look at the altcoins coming up very soon here, guys. So if you want to spam your favorite alts in the chat, Rob the Crypto Snob will count up the votes. Rob, let's do 4 or 5 maybe altcoins tonight. So drop those altcoins in the chat right now. And shout out to Anna Maria. Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you so much. That hello, fam. Smash that like button. Shout out to Anna Maria. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that super chat. And guys, smash a like. Anna Maria said it, not me. And trust me, you don't want to piss her off. I know her personally. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I don't know her personally. But I feel like I know you, Anna Maria. I feel like I know you. And then shout out to Creighton C. Yo, Creighton C with the hang on, guys. I don't have all my buttons. I don't know what this is going to do, Creighton, but hopefully it's like a super chat. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Creighton C. He said, there's no option for $60, so I'm shorting you, kind of like I'm shorting the market. Happy 60K, buddy. Seems like BTC is celebrating with you. Better get to 150K subs quick. Love you, bro. POC. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro, and thank you for the congrats on 60K, bro. You've been here for the entire ride pretty much, so shout out to you, bro. The Mafia wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for being such a big part of the family, bro. Literally, like, if you're not in chat, like, chat feels different. That's what it feels like. So shout out to Creighton C, and shout out to Altcoin Corey, or better known as Daddy Zach. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, Thesis told me BTC to $12, BTC to 0. Shout out to Thesis. Wait, Thesis can't call for a $12 Bitcoin because he doesn't believe in yellow X's. Shout out to Thesis and shout out to Daddy Zach. Thank you for the super chat, brother. And with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and tune back into chat here and see if you guys are spamming those alts. There they are. Flying in chat here. Oh, my God. Okay, so first off, guys, let's go ahead and yo, shout out to Best Fitness. Said, I'm really the best fitness. Shout out to Best Fitness. I could probably use a membership, brother. Shout out to you. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. And let's go ahead and check out Ethereum really quickly, guys, as Ethereum has taken a little tumble as well, obviously. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. Now, we did have this key level down here, 786. Sitting right here, that was a level that I would have been interested in longing if we got a reaction off of it or some kind of entry signal to take along there. Doesn't look, I mean, I wasn't trading Ethereum, but it doesn't look like, I mean, there's no real significant, there's like really no, you have no bullish divergence, really no reason to look for, to take along there. Definitely a reason to look. There's always a reason to look for the long. But let's get rid of that blue box. And this high volume node here, sitting, I believe this is a level that we looked at yesterday, sitting at about $3,244. And here we are, right? We slipped it a little bit, and now we are trying to reclaim it as support. Money flow kind of coming up here slightly, but this is kind of the next significant level of support, in my opinion. Let's pull up that VPVR real quick, and you guys can see exactly where that level came from. Let me get rid of these lines. And you can see, right, like we knew that if you lose this level here, which I believe is where we were at yesterday, if we lost this high volume node here, we have this low volume gap below leading us to the next high volume node, which would likely be where we would hold that support or find some kind of support or bounce, which we did. Not very exciting of a bounce, but we did come down here and we clang to this level. Is that a word? Clang? Can you say clang to it? Clung, I think, is the actual word. We did come straight down to this high volume node. And guys, when you have these gaps, they are absolutely beautiful because you're expecting the quick moves. And again, right, quick move up or quick move down could lead to another quick move down. So anytime you see these big moves, right, this is where you can expect these volume gaps to be living. And these high volume nodes do act as magnets, right? So you bing bong around this high volume node. Once you lose that value, once you lose this high volume node, you're expecting to get gravitated to the next high volume node, right? Just trying to explain like why we looked for this level to get hit, right? It's not just magic. It's not just because I think we're going to come to that level or, I'm doing some kind of secret analysis behind the scenes that you guys can't know how to do. It's because of the stuff we teach every day, right? Just simply put, I mean, very, very clean price action here. You fly right through the low volume gap, right into the high volume node. If we continue to break down, I'll be honest with you guys, like a little bit of a longer-term target for Ethereum, in my opinion, if we continue down. And, again, this is going to be reliant on losing these lows. For Ethereum, I would be calling it about $3,200, maybe even, not even really. I would say once you lose about $3,100, very likely. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Like, because this is somewhat of a gap. You have a high volume node here, very similar to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has that 57K high volume node that will act as support, but it's really not significant in comparison to these high volume nodes, right? So what does this tell us, right? If you break down below this high volume node and you start to break down, you could see somewhat of a quick move to your next high volume node, which is also a weekly naked point of control, which makes sense, at 29.46. This is the next higher time frame major level in my opinion. Now, just like you see here, it's a quick move up, and then you kind of cool off, and then you get another leg up, right? That's kind of how I would expect that to happen on the way down, because you do have these little kind of mini high volume nodes. You can get a quick move down, a little bit of a bounce, right? And then you kind of stick to it a little bit, and then you fall through the rest of the gap, right? So it's like gap with a little high volume node. But for the most part, comparing these high volume nodes, it's basically a giant gap. So for that reason, and the fact that weekly naked point of controls typically do act as a magnet for price, right? These high time frame naked points of controls do like to suck price down towards them, and they do like to get tapped before moving to the upside. And now I'm sweating because Mrs. Candles just like rushed into the room. And I thought I was just about to get assassinated or something. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. What are you doing? Oh, he's looking for the car key? I do have the car key. Where are you going? You going out on night on the town? Bitcoin's dumping. We can't party.
I'm moving it because I can't hold it.
Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Let me get a hand sniff and I'll give you the key. Come on. I'll give it. Let me get a sniff. Okay, fine. Here you go. Mrs. Candles, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Let's go. Don't be a Donnie Downer. Yo, Donnie Downer's hilarious. But there you go, guys. That's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum. And for the most part, I mean, looking very similar to Bitcoin. However, slightly ahead of Bitcoin on the money flow here, right? Bitcoin's just getting that money flow crossover on the 4 hour. There's the Mrs. Candles hands. But yeah, money flow is a little bit more developed here, deeper in the red. And yo, how do you guys find the emojis so fast? I feel like such a boomer. Every time I want to use an emoji in chat, like at the end of the stream, and I'm trying to like spam emojis, I'm always like searching like a boomer. It's pretty brutal. But anyway, that's kind of what I'd be looking at on Ethereum, right? We slipped this level, looking for a bigger move down. Money flow a little bit more developed on the 4 hour, but look at that 8 hour is not looking too good, right? That 8 hour money flow is coming down again, anticipating a potential bigger move down. Now, I mean, and again, danger zone, right? Like these quick moves up, you have to be aware, right? Like quick move up, quick move down, right? Quick move up, quick move down, quick move up, quick move down. They call this the Christmas tree of death, right? If you've been around trading for long enough, they used to call this the Christmas tree of death. I'm kidding. I made that up. That's why you should never just 100% trust anybody on YouTube, because people can just say whatever they want. So shout out to all the YouTubers. But anyway, that's what I'm looking at, right? This is, again, looking somewhat bearish with the money flow coming here into the medium term. Shout out to For Real Zion. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He says, how do you feel about cat whiff coins? I mean, I'm here for the meme. Definitely more people will lose money than make money. Some people will get rich. Most people will lose their money. But yeah, I mean, meme coins are meme coins, right? You can make a lot of money with them, but they're super, super risky. And to be quite honest, because of what I was talking about yesterday and the day before, or not the day before, yesterday and at the end of last week, talking about how, not only, guys, if we wind up seeing a big correction come in here, right? Now, again, I'm not calling for this, although there are signs on the chart that we can come lower. I mean, heck, if we dump to this value area low, that would be the biggest validation of the volume profiles live on stream. We just said, if you lose this daily level, can't get back above it, likely we come down to that value area low. But it's not just the technicals here, right? It's not just because money flow is coming out. It's not just because we had the bear div on the 4 hour with money flow coming out. It's not just the weekly red dot, but it's also the sentiment of the market, guys. It's like I was very bullish, right? On this way up, right? And I mean, on this leg up as well, right? Very, very bullish. Looking for higher prices, looking for higher prices, looking for higher prices, looking for higher prices. Now everybody's looking for higher prices. This typically means that retail is looking for higher prices, and they are about to get slapped by the market makers, right? So again, not guaranteed, right? Technically, we're retail too. But it's the sentiment. The meme coins are going crazy, right? Everybody's meme coin is up 100x, or at the time, the meme coin craze is going on. They're popping back in the shout out to Chemistry Bro and Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you very much. Pin my next comment. Pinned, my friends. Pinned. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. But this is, all the meme communities are in our chat. Can you look at this coin? Can you look at this coin? They're trying to get airtime for their meme coin, which is probably a rug pull 99% of the time. It really is funny. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, most of them are scammers, right? 99% of meme coins are scams. It takes 5 minutes to create a meme coin. Tony D, we should make a video just creating a meme coin and show how easy it is. Because it's absolutely, I like to be slapped. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. That's wild, bro. Shout out to Anna Maria, says, I trust you. Thank you, Anna Maria. Definitely, I approach my YouTube channel with honesty, not like every other creator, but it's but even me, right? Like, you shouldn't just blindly believe what I say, but there are a lot of really good content creators out there, obviously, but you just never take, like, I don't care if Elon Musk had a YouTube channel, you can't just take what he says at face value, right? People have motives of their own, but that's why I really try to be extremely open about approaching this YouTube channel with community first, right? I'm not interested in, like, I don't even want to get into this. I think you guys get it, right? Like, I'm not in this for a quick money grab. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm in this because I love trading, and I actually enjoy when other people are able to become profitable learning from me. That's what fulfills me at night. I couldn't just fleece my audience for, not that we don't have premium products, right? I have a premium Discord. We may or may not have a course eventually. Not that those... but I'm not just going to, like, shamelessly shill that on people that I don't think need it, right? I want to be able to sleep at night trying to push a meme coin that I knew was going to dump on my community. I just couldn't do it. But, that's, if someone else's cup of tea, whatever. That's fine that's not my decision. All respect to them. But my point is, when the meme communities come in and they try to push it to the influencers, it's usually a top signal. We talked about this the other day. This happened back in February, and I was able to call not the top of, like, a bull market, but, like, we were able to call a pretty significant top here in February when the same thing was happening. We were getting very similar signals on the chart. The meme coins were going crazy. Everybody was saying their meme coin was the next Sheeb, and I was telling people, guys, be careful. Be careful. This is typically a top signal. I've been getting text messages from tons of people I haven't talked to in a long time. Also a top signal. Not saying the top of the bull run, but could be the mark of a significant top before a big correction, right? And now you guys have all the key levels to look at below. So what do I think of cat whiff coins? Could you make money? Sure. Is it likely to get rug pulled? Absolutely. So yeah, meme coins are meme coins. Like, there's really no... You're better off doing community... you're better off doing community analysis, right? Like, what does their Twitter look like? Are they catching, are they catching momentum? Are people talking about them? Is there buzz, right? It's a meme. And that's what pumps them, right? It's the attention, not necessarily, I couldn't look at a meme coin and be like, oh, wow, this one looks really good because it's because this one's a cat and this one's a dog. I think dogs are better. This one will perform better. It's literally a complete and total gamble. But sometimes people make a lot of money gambling. So, obviously I buy meme coins as well. Shout out to my meme coins that are probably down big time right now. But shout out to, I forget who asked the question. Shout out to you. That's basically my thoughts on just all meme coins in general, right? Can you make a ton of money? Yes. Is it likely to get rug pulled? Yes. So hopefully that helps you out. I wish I could give a better answer. Shout out to Tony D. Said Tony introducing Tony Inu. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because that's not even a joke. There will never be any kind of, if you guys ever see a meme coin that's like Bing Bong Token, Frankie Candles coin, I will never do that. And if I ever did, I just would never do it, right? It's just like asking for trouble. So if you ever see a Bing Bong token, a Frankie Candles token, a Tony D token, it's a scam. Do not buy it. I will never do that. So there you go. Anyway, anytime you see like a coin, like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a little suspicious, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. But let's see, Bing Bong token LMFAO. Shout out to For Real. Yeah, never in my life would I ever do that. That's, it's like, tell me, it's like, what is the benefit? It's too much. It's like, look at all the other celebrities, right? Look at Logan Paul, right? Oh, crypto's a big thing. And you know what he was thinking probably. And I don't know Logan personally, obviously. I've seen him before, but I don't know him personally. He seems like a good guy. But like, what are they thinking probably? Like, okay, crypto's booming, quick money grab. Let's make everyone has an NFT. Let's just do this. People are making millions of dollars, dude. They made $20 million. FaZe Banks made $50 million, man. Let's get in this. And then they rush it. They make a BS project. There's no actual utility behind it. They sell a fake scheme, and then they can't deliver, and then they wind up in trouble. I'm just not willing to go down that road. Not my thing. I'm in this as a trader. I want to share my journey with you guys and help as many Mafia members become profitable traders along the way as I can. And that's what I'm here for, right? I'm here for the long term. I want to make this a, trading is a long-term thing for me, right? It's not just, I'm here for the bull run, fleece your audience, and then, go screw off on a beach somewhere. I am in this for the long haul. I will be here for the next bear market. I will be here all the time through the whole bear market. So there you go. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Harry Potter said Mike knows the Logans. Interesting. But yeah. Let's see. Okay. So we just took a look at ETH. Let's go ahead and take a look at DOT, or also known as Polkadot. Let's go ahead and take a look here. And yeah, I'm actually going to take a look at the longer term chart here. And I will say, guys, this, right? Like, I don't necessarily think, right, like celebrities, like obviously a lot of celebrities are getting in trouble for that stuff. I don't necessarily think Logan had bad intentions, right? Like, I don't think he was saying like, it's funny, man. Like, I might make a video on this. Like, everybody thinks everything is a scam. And I'll be honest, I used to think that too. And if I gave more things a chance, I probably would have gotten further faster, because there are a lot of things out there that aren't scams. I used to think all paid courses were scams. And then I took my first paid course, and it like expedited my learning journey, not in trading, but in another business venture, like 10x. Like it expedited my learning process like a million times. So I don't necessarily think they were like scamming people and they had bad intentions and they were like, I'm going to scam my audience, but they kind of just see the money grab and they just, we'll worry about that later. So it's not necessarily malicious. But yeah, it's just why I won't go down that. Yeah, we have so much stuff going on at Frankie Candles. The last thing I need is an NFT project going on. But anyway, and we make enough money trading. So here we are, right? So Polkadot actually coming down to some pretty interesting levels here. Sorry, bat phone is going off. Boom. Okay. So as we approach this key level of support down here, guys, you can see, go ahead and reactivate this golden pocket real quick. And you can see we have nice support here on the higher time frames, or at least looking at the daily. We do have some pretty nice confluence here on the golden pocket and the value area high of our macro bear market range. So, just looking at this structurally, this could be a nice place to potentially put in a higher low. Yeah, and we are kind of getting a bounce off the golden pocket right here. Yeah, we are getting a little bounce off the golden pocket here, but if we lose that golden pocket, probably going to come down to the 786, which again is in confluence with that value area high. So this is definitely going to be somewhat of a key level that I would be watching, right? So on top of the fact that with these volume profiles, oftentimes you will break out, come back and retest the value area high, and sometimes even retest that POC before getting the bounce to the upside. Now, I'm not necessarily expecting a $5 Polkadot as of right now, but the yeah, not necessarily expecting a $5 Polkadot. However, this is going to be a key level to look at for a potential higher low before coming up a little bit higher. You lose the golden pocket, you can look down to your 786 coming in at $7.24. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Golden Child. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, Frankie, Frankie with calves dropping tomorrow to Moon. Shout out to Golden Child. I do want to just make this very, very clear, and I want to say this out loud. If there ever is a Frankie with calves, I have nothing to do with it. I will not promote it or anything like that. I will literally, Tony, actually block Frankie with hat. Not that I think Golden Child's going to make it, but somebody might make it. Just block Frankie with hat, any kind of variation of that in the chat already, in case someone does try to make a scam. Their Mafia is already protected. We will encompass the whole Mafia in a bubble of safety. I will not let you guys get scammed. Luckily, I mean, not luckily, unfortunately, I will not be able to save everybody. The scammers are crazy out there. So on Polkadot, guys, this is the key level that I'm looking at. Shout out to Golden Child. I obviously don't think you're going to scam people, but yeah, people get bad ideas. Frankie without hat. Yo, shout out to Bitfrog. It's just a picture of me with my hair slicked back. Yo. It stinks that there's bad people, right? Because we can have so much fun with meme coins here, responsibly and honestly. Like, I would never just rug pull people or dump on people. But we can have so much fun with meme coins if we made them. But I just never will. But anyway, that's the key level of support on Polkadot. Obviously, guys, a lot of this stuff does look significantly worse than it did last week, with money flow coming out on the higher time frames. Again, not calling for like doom and gloom going to zero type thing. Red dot printing on the weekly here, not unlikely to see a cool off, right? So there you go. That's what I'm looking at on Polkadot. However, you do have the fresh weekly money flow crossover. So what does this tell us? This tells us that the trend is likely to continue to the upside. So that's why I would be looking for a macro higher low before continuing to the upside. And that's going to be the two major levels. And by the way, golden pocket between 826... between 823 and 804, and then your 786 is coming in here at about 723. And I'll put a line there so it'll populate so you guys can screenshot this if you want. Those are the levels I'd be looking at for a bounce. If you go to the 786, you're at risk of like getting stuck into the volume profile. But again, I'm not necessarily expecting a $5 Polkadot, at least as of right now. But if things did get super ugly, this would be worth watching. Right? So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Pineapple Pizza. Frankie's, this is not a rug pull coin. Yo, you guys are wild. Smash that like, D-Gens. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. Yeah, what should we do something fun today for 1,000 likes if we can get it? If we get 1,000 likes on tonight's stream, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What should we give away? I don't know. I just feel like crypto is kind of repetitive. I just like give away something fun. Like I give you away like my used coffee cup. I'm just kidding, guys. It's like, I don't know. Let's give away something fun. I'll give you my mouse. Oh, you want the? Oh no, we threw that out. I don't know. I'll give you my I don't know, a game used Frankie Candles mouse. I don't know. 1,000 cheap. Hey, Rob, I like that, brother. I like that. Affordable. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Check my last super chat. Shout out to Tony D. I didn't even see that. Thank you for the super chat. He said Frankie will be here for the bear market unless I enlist him in my pizza business. Guys, Tony D is like trying to perfect. Apparently has perfected his pizza recipe to have New York pizza down here in the ATL. And I had the bad batch apparently, and it was fire. So here we go. All right, let's continue on here. Okay, shout out to Andre. I think that's what that says. Let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. I think that's on the list anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at ADA. That was Polkadot. Let's jump into ADA here. And let's see. I don't know what any of this looks like. I don't even know. Yeah, this is our current chart, I think. But I'm just going to say right now, right, before we even take a look at this volume profile is likely getting very respected right now. I have not looked at ADA today, so I could be wrong. All right, well, let's get rid of these zones and take a look at the actual just volume profile levels. And they're not labeled. So is this, okay, so POC value area high, value area low. Okay, well, there you go, right? You come down, got to bounce off the 786 as you would expect. And then you get accepted back into the range, reject the value area high, come back down to the POC, and now we're on our way to the value area low, which was, I don't know if I'd necessarily be looking at this. I mean, come up to a higher time frame, like, yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, not a horrible place to look for some kind of a bounce. Now, again, money flow is coming out here, so any kind of bounce that we did get, I would expect to put in a lower high and continue to the downside. And this is the 10-hour money flow, right? If we take a look at the 4-hour, 4-hour, God, that green dot just got swallowed. Dang. All right, well, yeah, so I would look for some kind of a bounce off here, but the fact that you have your 786 just below and the money flow is in the red and starting to look to cross over into the red on some of these higher hourlies. If you do get a bounce here, sure, you could look for the scalp, but I would be looking for lower highs to come down to visit that 786, which is sitting at about 52 cents. Now, if things start to not look so bearish anymore, we could get a bounce out of the low. We might deviate a little bit. I doubt we'll deviate from this range and front run the 786. If we deviate from this range enough, I think it's, once we lose that golden pocket, in my opinion, very likely to hit that 786. But if we do get back into the range, you're going to use this volume profile as your roadmap on the way back up, right? So you have your POC, your value area high as your next levels of resistance. And simply put, what I would be looking at if we do pull from the high to the low. Now, obviously, depending on how low we come here, that fib level is going to move. But let's see. Yeah, so, I mean, if you get down to the value area low, does put your golden pocket in pretty good confluence with the value area high, but that's what I would do, right? If we start getting a bounce here, I'd look at the PLC value area high, and I would look to see if you had confluence on any of those value area levels with the golden pocket, right? If that golden pocket lined up like this on the value area high, this is a beautiful area to look for a short, in my opinion, with the way money flow looks right now. Get a bounce, bada boom, deviate from the range, hit that 786, find your short position in the context of this range, look to ride it back into the value area low, and then bring a move right back down to the value area low. Or I said value area low up here. This is the value area high. But anyway, that's how I would handle it. These are the key levels that I would be looking at. So this zone down here for a potential bounce, again, not necessarily looking for a moonshot off this, but 58 to 56.9. 58 cents to about almost 57 cents is that first bounce zone. You lose the range, looking down to the 786. And there you go. That's what I'd look for. You could even maybe pull this little weird range down here. Yeah, 786 in confluence with this POC. This is kind of a saucy level, in my opinion, honestly. So, yeah, look for a bounce here. If you lose that range, I would look for a bigger bounce off that POC. So there you go. That's what I'd look at. A beautiful double tap here, or three tap here, on that naked point of control. That naked Naily point of control. A naked daily point of control. All right, let's see. Tony D just chatting pizza in the chat. Honestly, honestly, Alex, it's like 99% of the way to be a perfect New York slice. Shout out to Tony D. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Bruno CF said, Frankie, Adam is making me lose my hair. Close my long on small profit. Congratulations, Bruno. That is a good thing. Just remember that. That is a good thing. Even if you had $1 million in profit and you closed it for $7 profit, you didn't lose money. That is a win. I know it's so hard to look at these as wins when you see that you missed out on gains, but this is indeed a win, because if you start looking at them as losses, you are likely going to wind up getting wrecked in the long term. But yeah, shout out to Bruno. He says, I closed my long, small profit at 11:30, and since we lost the level, I'm short to zero, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Bruno CF. That is one of the beautiful things about being a trader, that if you get stopped out of your long, you can just wait for that bounce for the lower high and then catch the short. But let's go ahead and continue on. This was Cardano. And again, like looking very similar to everything else, weekly red dot printing. And you do have a bearish divergence on the weekly as well, which technically is not on Bitcoin, right? But yeah, not on Ethereum either. But man, this thing is looking like it wants to go down. So there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. That was ADA. Let's take a look at Solana and Sheeb. People want to see Sheeb. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and clear out some of these fib levels as they're likely invalidated. And I mean, you can't make it up, guys. Mafia, you cannot make it up. What happened? What happened to Solana? Simply put, and I guarantee, yeah, and you have the confirmations to go along with it, right? So simply put here, guys, what are we looking at? You have your value area, right? As we were bing-bonging down here, I mean, even lower, we were looking for this value area to get filled. But we knew once we approached this value area, we would hit our head on the value area low, But once we flip that POC to support, right? You might ask yourself, why were you looking for the value area low to flip to support? The reason is because the POC is so close, right? So you get above the value area low, and you just have resistance right above you. So for that reason, I was looking for a flip of the POC. That's why the purple box is here, right? So you look for a move above the purple box, hold it as support. This is where you're looking for a move all the way up to your value area high, which is why I was calling for a $200 Solana. Felt crazy, but here we are, or there we were, at $204, about $210. And what happened? You approached your value area high with bearish divergences, not only on the 2-hour with money flow coming out, but also the 4-hour with money flow kind of coming out, right? It's actually kind of flat, to be quite honest with you. But Bitcoin taking a or no, that's Ethereum. Sorry. I mean, I'm sure Bitcoin's dumping as well. Yeah, Bitcoin just plummeting right now. Yeah, dump it to the value area low. Guys, we hit the 60K value area low by the end of the stream. I will give away $100 of Sheeb. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So let's go ahead and come back to Solana. So simply put, right, like, and like this is all predictable, right? Now, you're not going to be able to get it 100% of the time. But again, if you watch these live streams, you know that when we play these volume profiles, they work, right? And simply put, you have bearish confirmations as you hit your key level of resistance, that bearish divergence, lower highs on your momentum waves, higher highs on your price action. Money flow, I mean, kind of coming out here. It's kind of flat, but it's generally coming out. But then, you know, you come down to the lower time frames. Your 3-hour, your 2-hour money flow is coming out. 90-minute money flow is crossing over into the red. So definitely a bit more bearish. And guys, what do we have here? To be quite honest with you on Solana, money flow crossover into the red on the 90-minute. If we have a daily red dot printing right now, this could wind up being pretty bearish and bring us down to this value area low. Let's check the daily, and we do have a daily red dot printing. So, I mean, right here, I'm just going to do it so we can remember, right? Daily red dot 90-minute money flow crossover, right? On this candle. So bada boom, right? And actually, we go to the 90-minute. I would actually rather mark this out on the 90-minute because we can catch. Actually, we'll just keep it here on the daily red dot. If that 90-minute money flow crossover indeed continues down, guys, could give us a big move down, right? You have divergences as well as the daily 90-minute strategy. This is the same thing I was talking about yesterday, saying if we get the 30-minute money flow crossover on Bitcoin, that is likely what will start the bigger move to the downside. That's exactly what we wound up seeing. Not because I'm the best, not because only I know and you can't do this. You got to watch my YouTube channel. You're going to be a bad trader. Simply because of the TA we teach here every single day. And again, 30-minute money flow crossover happened right here. Absolute dump, right? So very reliable strategy. Not going to play out 100% of the time, but definitely undeniably happening here on a higher time frame for Solana. And again, just simply put, you go from the value area low, flip it to support, you go to the high. This is where you're looking for shorts, back down to the low, right? How do we see these volume profiles play out most of the time? High to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high, to the low, with the deviations, obviously, above and below the value area high and low. So simply put there, not looking too hot for Solana right now, guys. Not looking too hot for Solana. So there you go. I mean, short term, you know, VWAP on the 4-hour starting to come back up. Maybe you get a little bit of a bounce, but in the long term, I think that is something to be a little bit concerned about. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm in New York, so limited on what I can buy. Gotta love it, or perhaps move. Shout out to Steve M. I moved. So shout out to the New Yorkers out there. But yeah, it is brutal living out there. For more reasons than one. I do miss my family. But yeah, it is. Everything is like banned. They just ban everything. You can't have straws. You can't have anything. You can't buy crypto. Unbelievable. But yeah, shout out to you, bro. Fellow New Yorker. Let's go. All right. Yeah, shout out to Tony A. Says, what indicator is the POC value area high, value area low? This is the volume profile, right? So if you come into TradingView, you can use the default volume profile, which you could pull ranges like that. However, if you come to your indicator section and you type my name, Frankie Candles, you can see Frankie Candles here by Lux Algo. We do have a special souped up volume profile that you can use. It's 100% free. Just search my name, click the indicator, and you can use it. But this is a check out the video on the channel, Tony D, or one of the mods, if you can drop the link to the Frankie Candles indicator video. It shows you guys how to use it. You know, it'll show you how to catch fire trades. It's all based off of what I'm explaining right now, but there's actual like little confirmation signals that print to help you know what will be a significant top and what will be a significant low when you come to the high and the low of the value area. So go check that out for sure. Oh, shout out to Nornan. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, meme coins are sweet whispers of a competing gang. The mafia stays pure with vices like VRVP, NPOC, and Bing Bong. Shout out to Nornan. Absolutely. Like I said, nothing wrong with taking a shot on meme coins, just as long as you're aware of what you're doing. But absolutely, shout out to Nornan. I am a VRVP NPOC junkie, as they would say. Shout out to Tony D said, thank you for the super chat, bro. Tony D says, 1K likes and we tip a server $500, maybe vlog it. That was actually a poll that won a while ago, but I don't think we hit the like goal. Or did we, Tony? Let me know in the chat, because we can do that. That actually is, 1,000 likes on today's stream. We just go tip a random waitress $1,000 or $500, or I mean, as 1,000, we could do that too. But that would be kind of fun. I would like that. But let's go ahead and continue on. Thank you for bringing that up, Tony D. There, Rob the Crypto Snob dropped that Frankie Candles Essentials Indicator by Lux Algo in the chat for you guys to check out. And also recommend Lux Algo Premium if you guys want to save money on that. Link in the description down below. But let's go ahead and move on here and take a look at Sheeb, a crowd favorite dog. Let's take a look. Okay, so... Whew. All right, well, I will say this. We have this volume profile pulled from all the way back here. This is a macro, and if you've ever needed a reason to look at the volume profiles, again, I showed this a lot recently, but it's because it plays out, right? Not just on Sheep, but it's also played out on many other altcoins. Hint, hint. If we are going to see an alt season, or if we are going to see the altcoins continue to run, if this dump down on Bitcoin is not going to be like a severe dump, and we're not going to get some kind of black swan event to come in, and we are going to continue up, and this is just a healthy correction, then, things like Polkadot, things like Atom have not really fully broken out of these ranges just yet, like Sheep did. But what were we looking at on Sheep? You're simply looking, the lines are even still here, simply looking for the breakout of this value, the bear market range, the bear market value area. You look for the breakout, and then we knew we had this massive low volume gap above us, shown right here on the visible range volume profile, and we know that price does not like to stand still in these low volume gaps. Price will rip right through these. There's nothing in this gap holding you back, so you can just shoot straight up. So we expected a breakout of this range, a very quick move to the value area low, and then once we got in that value area low and flipped it to support, we were expecting the POC and the value area high to get hit before potentially seeing some kind of resistance at the value area high, and then if you reject the value area high, you look to go to the POC, and then eventually back down to the low, which might be where we're on our way to right now. So again, right, like this isn't just like a one-time thing. This doesn't just only play out sometimes. This plays out very, very often. This is how we called a lot of these moves on the altcoins, right? But kind of low-key looking like what Solana did, right? Like we went from the value area low to the POC to the value area high, big old rejection, lower high, and now we're kind of in this stage for Solana, potentially looking for more downside. Not looking great. But anyway, for Sheep here, as far as support, what I would be looking at here is going to be right about here from the low to the high. We're hitting the 786 here. We lose this 786. I do think this level here at 2230 is likely to get hit. It is a high volume node, and this is, probably, if I had to guess, what that blue box was. Yeah, it's just highlighting this entire high volume node down to the value area low. So if we lose the 786 that we're sitting at right now, the one that I just deleted off the chart, right here, right? If we lose this value area low, this 786, I will look down to this blue box for a bounce, right? Maybe we bounce off the top of this high volume node. Maybe we break down and hit the value area low. But this is definitely going to be the next zone of support. Now, you start losing 1953. You start losing this level here. That is going to be yikes city, because if you break down here, you have a little bit of a gap all the way down to here, or even back down to our previous bear market range. So, we lose this low, things could get pretty ugly pretty quickly. But luckily, you have some decent support coming up soon. So there you go. There is Shiba Inu. Shout out to all the sheep holders out there. Shout out to Tony D said, if you're a brand new face and spamming brand new projects or a project nobody knows of, you are 100% going to get your chats deleted. This is not the place to shill projects. Let's keep it clean and safe. Feel free to spam your altcoins. Oh, Bitcoin or Ethereum nuking. Let's see. Bitcoin likely dumping, obviously. Oh, baby. Come on. Push it, baby. If you get the value area low, if we hit 1,000 likes on this stream, or we hit the value area low live on stream, I will do whatever whatever you guys decide we do. Tony D said, tip a waitress $500, or we'll give something. I don't know. We'll do something cool. But anyway, but yeah, it's very true, guys. Feel free to spam the altcoins when I say spam your alts in chat. But yeah, like we just have to be careful because there's a lot of like actual scams coming through. I don't know who's scamming, who's not scamming. But yeah, but it's not an instant ban, by the way. It is. So Tony D said, guys, we're gonna start deleting super chats for meme projects to help keep the mafia safe. Yeah, if it's like something we've never seen, like so many times, we take a look and someone will be like, can you look at this meme coin? And like we look at the meme coin, there's like 4 candles and like it just looks like a clear scam. Like I'm not even gonna bring those charts up on screen, guys, because what happens is the creators will come into chat and they'll spam their meme project and then they'll screenshot me looking at the chart and they'll be like, look, Frankie Candles supports our project. And I will not stand for that. So to keep the mafia safe, we are going to vet those projects. Or, Tony D, you don't even have to delete them. I will just kind of vet them as we go on. Like we could even, yeah, it's hard because I don't want to look at the chart. I can pull the chart up off screen, and if it looks sketchy, I won't look at it. But I just got to be careful about what I pull on screen because people can screenshot and say whatever they want. But anyway, it's not an instant ban, by the way. So if you accidentally spam something and you're new and you don't know, you'll get like, hidden, and then you'll get timed out for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then eventually you'll get banned if you don't stop. But anyway, we try to keep everybody unhidden here. But anyway, shout out to Steven Diaz. Thank you for the super chat. Said, shout out to everyone. Bro, I appreciate you and the Candle Mafia. You guys are great. LFG, Bitcoin halving right around the corner. Shout out to Steven Diaz. I appreciate the super chat, bro, and the kind words. Thank you so much, bro. We're happy to have you here in the family. So thank you, bro. Appreciate you. And Blanchard's B's in the chat. What is going on? Good to see you, Blanchards. Let's see. First 60-second timeout, then 5 minutes, then ban. Okay, there you go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's continue on. Yo, Golden Child said, with that being said, can you look at Frank with calves, please? Yo, shout out to Golden. Not Golden, but Golden Child, which I don't think is Golden. I don't think that's actually Golden. But anyway, let's continue on here and take a look at, okay, that was Sheeb. So, I mean, we've basically finished Sheeb. But that's what I'd be looking at on Sheeb. Let's see. Shout out to NarX. Says, Frankie, would you possibly do an E-Gold TA one day? Honestly, probably not. I hate E-Gold. I'm just kidding. I'll look at it right now. I'm just joking. Actually, this is not what I wanted to look at. Anytime. Who asked for that? Hang on. Shout out to Nar. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, we'll take a look at it right now. E-Gold. I'm interested to see how E-Gold performs here in the next in this bull run, right? If we are indeed going into a parabolic bull run. But I mean, I will say this straight off the bat. Straight off the bat, you're still in your bear market range, which is am I tripping right now? Let me see something. Hang on one sec. Am I losing my mind? Oh, whoa. Hey, hang on. Whoa. Shout out to Golden. Wait, Golden. Wait. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Just straight up making it rain on the Mafia with these memberships. Unbelievable. Spam that golden emoji if you got it. Unbelievable. Golden, did you hear me talking about Golden Child? Is Golden Child golden? This is a little bit fishy, Golden. Is Golden Child your alt account? Let us know in the chat. But there we go. Shout out to Golden. You're the absolute GOAT, bro. Just dropping the memberships constantly. Thank you so much. And don't forget, guys, this man wants to give away 0.02 Bitcoin to one of you lucky Mafia members. So drop into the free Discord, get into the giveaway section, and just click participate to enter a chance to win some free Bitcoin. Golden coming in hot. When he makes an entrance, he makes an entrance. So shout out to everybody who's new here that just got a membership. Welcome to the Candle Mafia. This is our friend Golden. He does not work for us. I've never met him in person. He just likes to bless the Mafia and in turn bless me, I guess, by helping the community, which is a blessing to me. So shout out to Golden, the real GOAT of this YouTube channel. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, I heard you. It's not my alt. Shout out to Golden. What the heck, dude? What is going on? Okay, interesting. I didn't know you were even in chat, bro. I didn't see your name. But shout out to Golden, bro. Unbelievable, man. Golden has done so much for this community. It's insane. But let's continue on here. So we are still in the bear market range here for eGold. And then if we go ahead and pull our macro volume profile, you can see we've kind of come up and almost tapped on the value area low there a couple of times. You could look at this as two different ranges, right? You could look at this as a large range like this, or you could look at it as a little bit more of a local range like this, right? Now, it's really up to you which one you want to take. I'll take the larger range as we are kind of closer to those levels. So I will take this range right here. I'll go ahead and mark out turn off the magnet, and we'll go value area high, POC, value area low. And then, yeah, I mean, simply put here, long term, I mean, we obviously are starting to potentially get accepted back into this range, which could bring us down to the POC value area low, which isn't really that far away, to be quite honest with you. But we're probably hitting this retracement level here. Yeah, going for that 786 here. So wouldn't be surprised if you get a little bounce here. If you do bounce and you do not bounce out of the range, I think it's probably going to be likely that you just kind of get stuck in this range and potentially target the POC and value area low. Shout out to Golden one more time. Unbelievable. This man never stops. Give it to I don't even know. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden, bro. Yo, literally, how can you get gifted? You got to turn on you have to enable the setting in your YouTube settings. I don't know the exact steps you have to take. I don't have mine on. So someone once all the memberships are gifted and chat slows down a little bit, someone will help explain it to you, I'm sure. Just ask one of the Mafia members in the chat. Yeah, you just got to make sure those settings are activated. Golden, you are unbelievable, bro. Making this a poppin' stream. Let's go. Golden the man. Drop that golden emoji. We like to call these golden waterfalls in the chat for our boy Golden, the man, the myth, the legend. And shout out to Tony D for the super chat. Said, personally want to thank all of you for... Oh, shout out to Tony D. Says, I personally want to thank all of you for 60,000. We love you for real. Out of all the toxicity on the internet, we got blessed with absolute rare gems. 100%, guys. It really is. In like a world where, good seems far and few between, it seems that we have collected like some of the best people in the world and just congregated them into this trading YouTube channel. It's the coolest thing in the world. I literally have goosebumps even talking about it. But we'll get into that at the end of the stream. So shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Love. Thank you for the super chat. Says, bro, can you turn your mic up? Shout out to Love. I will say this. I think that might be the first time in my life that I've ever heard anybody ask me to turn my mic up. Usually people are like, bro, why are you screaming right now? But shout out to Love. That is, I don't think I've ever gotten that. I can't turn my mic up. You might have me turn down a little bit. If I turn my mic up, it'll just start distorting. It is as high as it can go without completely blowing out. So I wish I could, but I can't. So shout out to you, brother. I apologize. But let's continue on. And hey, thank you for saying turn it up, because usually people tell me to lower it, which I don't really blame them. I do scream talk. Anyway, let's go. People always say, like, when I say the word but, it scares them. I'll be like, but anyway, and they're like, they jump. It's super funny. Anyway, this is what I'm looking at here, guys. Key level of support, going to be right here. Golden, I mean, this 786 is kind of your last chance before the POC. Coming in at about $43. Value area low coming in at $36. To be honest, if you believe in the project, you think it's good long-term, not financial advice, but for me, if I were buying this long-term, full disclosure, I don't own any eGold. I don't really plan on accumulating it, not because I don't think it's good, but, you can only buy so many cryptos, right? Like, if I bought any more cryptos, you don't want to have $1 in a million cryptos, right? You gotta pick your handful of coins that you want to buy, so you can have some kind of, purchasing power, so you don't have $1 in each coin. But, I think eGold's a solid project, but if you believe in this long if I believed in this long term, not saying I do or I don't, but at this point, I would look at this as an opportunity, right? I'd be kind of excited about this because I would be buying, on the way down, potentially looking to hit this value area low. Again, I think this would be somewhat lucky, but I would be looking to pick this up, right? It's not like this is a scam or anything, in my opinion. Do your own research. But, I would just be looking at this as a buy the dip scenario for my long-term bag. You got to do what you think you should do, not financial advice, but you have the nice context of the range here. So you might get a local bounce off the 786, those locally. That's kind of what I would look at for a bounce. So there you go. Shout out to Nar X. Shout out to you. Probably didn't expect me to look at it that quick, did you? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Golden, thank out to Golden Child. Dropped that super chat. Said, I like to pretend all the golden emojis are for me. Bro, that's so good. It's like everyone floods the chat with golden emojis, and then you're just like, that's me. You're funny, bro. Shout out to Golden Child. Thank you for the super chat, bro. You're the man. All right, let's continue on. About to see 55K. Shout out to Man Bear Pig. Shout out to you, bro. Hey, not impossible in my opinion. Oh, baby. Come on. Give me that value area low live on stream so I can shamelessly shill this free indicator. I have no benefits of shilling the volume profile, but it just works. So what it does benefit is my community, the Candle Mafia. It helps you guys make money, and it helps you predict where price is going to go. So if we could come down here, baby, we're going to do something cool. Just all hail the value area low. All hail the value area low. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Elite Ways. Said, amp please, Frankie, Rob, Tony, somebody. Shout out to Elite Ways. Let's go ahead and let's respect the OG. Shout out to John Vucci. What is going on, bro? But shout out to Elite Ways. Let's go ahead and take a look at AMP. AMP was one of those coins last cycle that just didn't do well for me. And it didn't really have to do with AMP not doing well. It just had to do with me being impatient and indecisive and just doing typical things that investors do to mess up their investments. Not saying it's bad or anything, but I did not do great with this. But anyway, all I remember from AMP, to be quite honest with you, that it was like I could not get it. It's like I bought it and it stayed at 5 cents forever. And then I just got rid of it. And then I think maybe it pumped a little bit more. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. But let's take a look at it. Take a look at the Bitstamp USD chart. Wait, what is... I guess we'll look at the Coinbase chart. AMP is sitting at about 1 cent right now, or 0.01092. Got a nice little pump to the upside, to be honest with you. Kind of looking the opposite of the rest of the market, just going up. This is what the rest of the market looks like. But AMP coming up here. I mean, this is the daily, so this is coming down as well, but it's still holding up somewhat strong here, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and take a look at kind of what we can watch here. Let's find some key levels. Let's come up to the weekly. Let's take a look at some strong weekly levels. I mean, you got a weekly MPOC, and then you got another weekly MPOC, and you got another weekly MPOC. So, bada boom. Let's check the dailies real quick. And then you got this for a daily. Bada boom. Let's turn off the indicators. Let's pull some fibs here real quick. Bada boom. I don't know why Mrs. Candles is making so much noise. I can hear her like screaming or something. Hopefully we're not getting robbed. Okay, so I would, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty deep, to be honest. 53% dump to this level, so, I don't know how likely it is you see this, but I will say if you do see some kind of crazy dump to the downside, this would be definitely a significant level to watch. Daily naked point of control on top of the macro 786. Not too bad. Weekly sitting right down here as well. So that's going to be another level to look at. But locally, I will be honest, not much to look at here, right? Like if you pull up that VPVR, not much to see, right? Like, I mean, if you just look at this local price action, you basically have a massive gap all the way down to that key level I just mentioned, right? And big move up. You lose these lows here, probably going to be a pretty quick move down. Now, if I pull this local fib from this impulse that broke the highs all the way to the current high, 786, this would be worth looking at, right? I'm actually going to label this 786. So locally, if you keep breaking down, I would look for support on that 786. However, you got to be careful because of the fall off in volume here. Next real significant key level is going to be down here at about 0.00490. And then underneath that, next key level will be 0.00373. More locally, your 786 up here at 0.00756. 786 at 756. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at here on AMP. Now, if I zoom out a bit, we can look left potentially. Yeah, I'll be honest. These are the levels I would be watching. So, yeah, this is kind of hard. There's not many levels here, to be honest. So just be careful. But these are the major ones that I'd be watching. Shout out to Love. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm gonna like that super chat. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. So, what do you think about Leash and Uni? I don't know anything really about Leash. We could take a look at Uni in a sec. Yeah, we could let's take a look at it right now. Just a quick reminder. I don't want just a quick reminder. Super chats do not guarantee that we look at your coin. Sometimes we do it. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we run out of time. I just can't guarantee that we look at everything, unfortunately. I wish I could. I would sit here for 24 hours if I didn't have Mrs. Candles in my life. But you know, life happens, and I do have to hop off live at some point. So I will take a look at Uni here in a second. But just a reminder for anybody who might be new. And shout out to Creighton C for the super chat, bro. He said, we love you two guys. You deserve it and more. Low key, I want to eat Tony's hot, spicy Italian pie. What? Pizza. Shout out to Creighton C. Said, I'm talking about the pizza, guys. I swear it's not an innuendo. Key point of that super chat is the devil emoji at the end. What did he really mean? Shout out to Creighton C, bro. Thank you so much, man. Unbelievable. Shout out to you, bro. Absolute OG. Like I said, you are such a big part of this family, man. And it's you guys that make this special, right? Like, I wouldn't be as motivated to get up and do this every single day as I am if we had a toxic community, right? And the bigger we grow, the harder it gets, right? Because the more people you let in, like the bigger you get, the more haters come in. But we don't really have any. So shout out to the Mafia. And it really is like, it wouldn't be as exciting for me. This wouldn't be as special of a thing to me if we didn't have the community we had. I don't care about having 1 million subs. Do I want 1 million subs? Absolutely. If we can grow the Mafia into 1 million sub channel, this is one of our goals, right? And we're not going to stop until we hit it. And we're going to hit it quick. But it's not about that for me. That is not what gets me up in the morning. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about the clout. I don't care about the money. It's the fact that I get up here and we have ambitious people in the chat, good human beings, funny people who obviously I would probably get along with in real life, just tuning in and going along this journey with us. Not only the crypto journey, but also the YouTube journey. It's the coolest thing in the world. And again, it would not be as special of a thing as it is without you guys. You guys literally make this what it is. So for real, like, congrats to you guys for getting to 60K because it's not me, it's you. I can't tell you how many times I say this constantly. Like, we talk to other creators, and like one of the main things they always say to us is like, man, that Mafia, bro, you got that CandleMafia. That is some crazy community right there, man. It's the coolest thing in the world. Best candle world. Shout out to E-Al. Shout out to you. But yeah, unbelievable. You guys are the absolute best, for real. I mean that. I'm not just saying that. It really is. I talk about it with Mrs. Candles all the time. So shout out to Golden for the super chat. Said my Tony's pizza just arrived for dinner, and it's so good. Shout out to Golden. Tony is doing select deliveries, guys. And Golden obviously got priority there. Dave Digital said, good humans. I'm a bot. Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, you're the best bot to ever exist, my friend. Shout out to Dave. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Someone said dump. Come on, baby. Get to the value area low. Come on. Should we draw a line? This line is going to curse that from happening, but, whatever. We'll see. I mean, it would be hilarious if we come on in the beginning of the stream and say, hey, guys, if we lose that daily, we're probably going to the value area low. And then we just go to the value area low live. That would be so lit. We might run late tonight, guys. I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's continue on here. I'm going to get rid of that line. And let's come on over to Uni, and let's check out what the heck this thing is doing. Well, you are in the danger zone for real right now. So pull your range here. You do not want to lose this value area low. You have an absolute meltdown to about $7.64. So, come up to the 2-day here. Let's see. Yeah, you came up, tested the value area low of this range. Likely is what happened. Yep, right there. Bada boom. Could probably pull this a little deeper. Yeah, so you came up, tapped that value area low. Let me mark out these levels real quick for you, because if we do come back up, these are going to be very, very, very important levels. What am I doing? Bada boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. So you do have your value area above you sitting right here. Let's turn that neutral from the value area low to the value area high, POC in the middle, or somewhat at the top there. But you come up, you reject that value area low, and you come back down. Now, again, yeah, like even looking at, yeah, this is your next major level of support if you lose this value area that you're at right now. Is going to be sitting right here. And it is a zone, guys. It is a zone. So, let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, so going to be a pretty quick, I would be suspicious of, like, even looking at that as support, to be honest with you. So, I would probably bring this lower. Yeah, I would probably be looking at this. I mean, you do have some kind of spike in volume when you start incorporating the longer-term candles, but obviously looking at the current price action, there's really not much holding you up if you lose this value area low, right? So if you bing bong back below, probably going to be a quick move at least to about $9, and then you lose $9, definitely going to be a quick move down into the 7s. So that's what I'd be looking at on Uni as far as key levels. Let me actually pull this. Whoops. Let me pull this up to here. So, yeah. And then you have this value area below. I don't know if you're going to get all the way down here, but it doesn't hurt to have the level in case we do. But there you go, right? That is kind of, you lose. This is your key level. You lose this, going to be a quick move if this holds you up at all. If this doesn't hold you up, it might not. Probably going to be a quick move through this gap. Understand that volume gap is there. Shout out to Daddy Zach or Altcoin Corey, as other people call him. I like to call him Daddy Zach. Sometimes I call him Daddy for short. Anyway, shout out to Daddy Zach. Says that's what they say. The bigger you grow, the harder it gets. That is true. The more you progress in life, the harder it gets. The deeper the shout out to Daddy Zach. The deeper the valley, the higher the peak, I think is what they say. Shout out to whoever made that up. Let's see. Shout out to Ty Malone, not to be confused with Post Malone. Says, I assume that says worry. Do you worry about ETH? Oh, no. Or do you know where about ETH will be at when BTC is at the value area low? I appreciate you, sir. Well, it depends on what value area low you're talking. I guess you're probably talking about this value area low if I had to guess. Definitely this one. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I would probably be looking for Ethereum to be sitting either at about 3,100, probably about 3,100-ish, 3,125, or if things get more ugly, about 2,950 is going to be the next level below that. So hopefully that helps you out. Ty Malone. I like to call him Posty. Anyway, and shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you for the super chat. Said hashtag Givers Gain was born here and now taking it to the whole world. Hashtag FYP, hashtag FCU, hashtag Givers Gain. Hashtag shout out to Crypto Billy, the goat of all Billy Goats. And speaking of Billy Goats, if you guys ever listen to Billy Goats tell stories, don't forget to check out Billy Goat Tales tonight at 9 p.m. Tonight? Yes. Tonight at 9 p.m., guys, on X. Go check out Crypto Billy's Twitter space or X space, Billy Goat Tales. We will, Tony D, let's get that link loaded up. Let's chill it for Billy at the end of the stream. I highly recommend you guys check it out. 9 p.m. on X, Billy Goat Tales. We'll see you there. Anyway, shout out to Crypto Billy, the GOAT. Let's continue on and take a look here. Let's see. First-time watcher, please could you have a look at Cass or VeChain? Yeah, we don't have anything else left on the list, so we could take a look at Cass. We haven't taken a look at Cass, but in a minute. Going to zero. Let's take a look at VeChain as well. VeChain. And rejected the value. Going to zero. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do you like that. Let's take a look at Caspa. And let's see, that's the daily. Let's take a look at the MEXC chart. Yeah, so simply on Caspa, obviously we are kind of a slave to these Fibonacci extension levels. Actually, I'll keep that volume profile. I'm just going to hide it. So we have been a slave. I mean, not that it's bad to be a slave to the Fibonacci extension levels, but you guys can see here, right? Like we wiggled around here, bing bong, bing bong. I believe we put in some higher time frame bullish divergences on these lows. Let me see here. Yeah, we put in a slight bullish divergence on the daily there, gave us a bounce. And our next target was simply that Fibonacci extension level between the zone between about 19 and 18 cents. Simply put, got the bounce right up into that zone, and then we got the rejection. And we could argue that we are forming some kind of a range here, right? Which is interesting, right? Because we're losing the POC. Very simply put, next stop I'd be looking at is going to be that value area low, which is coming in right here. And I'll mark out these levels for you guys so you can screenshot them. Bada boom, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. So there we go. And yeah, we've lost the POC here, so we remain under this. We bearishly retested a couple times, maybe. But at this point, the next level we'd be looking at is that value area low sitting right here at about 10 cents. That is the value area low. Let me go ahead and just, let me label this real quick so we have context to what we're looking at. So there you go, right? I mean, simply put, with the volume profiles, guys, this is why we use these. You get accepted back into the range, you look to go to the POC. That already happened, so you lose the POC, you're looking to go to the low. Very reliable. Not saying it's guaranteed, right? Don't bet the farm on this. Don't just trade based on what some lunatic on the internet says. I'm the lunatic on the internet. But, I mean, how many times have we seen this happen? We may see it happen live on Bitcoin. Come on, baby. Push it to the value area low. Anyway, so yeah, you could argue it would be actually pretty nice here, to be honest with you, right? Because if we pull this fib from the low to this high, look at that 786 retracement down here. This is the next support level, or this is the next area I'd be looking for longs on Caspa. This is actually pretty nice. Bada boom, right here. Value area low, 786. And honestly, we're hitting that golden pocket right now. So not only once you lose the POC are you expecting to go to the value area low, but once you lose that golden pocket, you're also, next stop is likely to be your 786 retracement. You lose the golden pocket, you go to the 786. So that's one reason to expect to move down here to about 10 cents. And once you lose the POC, you're expecting to go to the value area low, which is right here on the 786. That's two reasons to look for the value area low. Doesn't guarantee it happens, but you have two reasons to be looking down there, right? And if you remember back to Ethereum a couple of weeks ago, you know, I mean, this too, right? We lose this high volume node, could be going down, I mean, to that weekly naked. I mean, all this stuff seems crazy until it happens. But you will know, right? Part of the reason, I don't remember the exact chart we were looking at, but, you know, on Ethereum, what we were looking at, or one of the things that we were looking at on ETH to anticipate that move up was because why, right? The same thing we just looked at on Caspa. Not only were we looking, once we broke this golden pocket, we weren't only looking to come up to about, you know, $38,000 to $4,000 because we had a weekly naked point of control up here, which acts as a magnet for price, sucking it up. Speaking of magnets, we're going to take a look at VeChain in a second. That weekly naked point of control is likely to act as a magnet sucking price up. So that's one reason to look up towards that price, right? And then on top of that, you have your golden pocket here. Once you break above that, where are you expecting price to go next? The 786. And where's the 786? Wasn't perfectly in confluence, but it was in very close confluence with that weekly naked point of control. So just like on Caspa, what I just explained, you had two reasons to look to higher prices to this zone on Ethereum, and what happened? We wound up seeing it come in. So when we take that back over to Caspa, simply put, what chart did I just have up? Oh, it's over here. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was the MEXC chart. So just like that same exact theory, right? Just because we're going in the opposite direction doesn't mean the technique won't work. It's just in the opposite direction. So not only are you looking for the value area low, but also the 786 would make sense because you're breaking that. If you lose that golden pocket, that's the next logical place for price to go. So simply put, this is exactly what I'd be looking at on Caspa. Other than that, looking very similar to a lot of other things. 16-hour money flow in the red. That actually looks somewhat different. 4-hour money flow is deep in the red with a fresh red dot. So, yeah, this is definitely what I'd be looking at on Caspa. Got to be careful of that value area low to come in. So there you go. There is Caspa. Let's take a quick look at VeChain. Shout out to Crypto Anon in the chat. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Crypto Billy said, Servando Estrada in the chat. What is going on, bro? They're shouting you out in chat. Brought it to my attention. Shout out to Servando Estrada. And shout out to Crypto Anon for popping in. You might have been here for longer. Chat's been going pretty nuts tonight. But let's continue on. Let's take a look at VeChain. Now, if you guys remember on VeChain, there were some levels that we were looking at on VeChain to act as magnets. Now, obviously, we didn't come up and hit them yet because we are pulling back. I'm not going to spend all the time trying to find this. Bybit, no. Coinbase? No. Mexi? No. No. All right, well, we'll pull up a fresh Binance, fresh VeChain chart here. 61.6, baby. 61.6. She's going for the value area low. Come on, baby. Go. Bat phone is going off. Everybody's texting me. Bitcoin's going to zero. Help me. Okay. Let's continue on. I was literally a text message from somebody asking if they should sell. I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm not going to leak the number here. But literally, you can't make this up. I really, actually, can I show this? I'm probably going to wind up accidentally showing the number. But yeah, this is someone asking me if they should sell. This is a top signal. This is a top signal, guys. Oh God. I'm just kidding. Kind of. I'm kind of kidding. I'm kind of not kidding. But yeah, it's this is, you can't make it up. Let's continue on here. But yeah, let's see if we can get to that value area low, baby. Come on, dump it. All right, let's continue on. Sold at 61,700. Okay, let's take a look here. What were we looking at? VeChain. Let's take a quick look at that. Bada boom, bada bing. Take a look at the 2-day. VWAP rolling back to the upside on the 2-day. Daily, potentially looking to come up and print a green dot somewhat soon here. But I will be honest, guys. We are somewhat breaking down here. I will be honest, right? Let's pull a volume profile really quickly here. And yeah, let me pull up the... Let me actually shout out to Lux Algo Premium, guys. So on the daily here, we have a purple candle printing now, right? What does this mean, right? Smart Trail has flipped purple. We have broken structure here. And actually, if I pull up the Lux Algo Price Actions Concepts, now, obviously, my Lux Algo indicator is free. This is Lux Algo Premium, guys, so keep that in mind. This is a paid indicator, but it is really cool, right? So if I go ahead and we pull out the swing market structure, yeah, you can see here, we could be shifting into a much more bearish trend here as this Smart Trail turns purple. We get a purple candle starting to print, and at this point, this is very similar to when Market Cypher's money flow crosses into the red. This is where we look for any bounces to be somewhat lackluster, to come up and put in lower highs before coming back to the downside. And if we pull our fib from the high to this current low here, you can see our Smart Trail, which I know is a bit hard to see. I have it faded pretty good here just to keep the charts non-cluttered. But if I just go ahead and jack that up a bit more, you could see it. What am I doing? I just changed the color of the wrong thing. No, I don't want to change the line. Let me change this, right? So you can see our Smart Trail is coming in right on that golden pocket retracement. And if we pull to more of a local high here, you can see the Smart Trail is about to run right through this golden pocket 786 retracement, right? What does this mean? It means that if we do wind up getting a bounce here, I am going to be a little bit more comfortable looking for lower highs, not only at the value area low of the range, but if we come back into the range, you guys know sometimes before getting a bigger breakdown, you do come back up and test the POC of that range before breaking the lows. So with that being said, simply put, if you get a bounce here, right, and then if you take a look at Market Cypher, you could even include this POC here. I know it's a little bit of a big range, but if we pull back up Market Cypher, right, you can see, right, VWAP coming up on the daily would indicate that a bounce is likely going to come in, right? But because of our money flow, not only in the red on the 8-hour, but also coming out here or in the red on the 12-hour and the 16-hour. I'm surprised the daily is not like, how is this daily money flow coming up locally? This makes no sense to me. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I will be honest. Like the money flow is pretty thick here. So yeah, with the money flow in the red, indicating that the downtrend may be likely to continue, that would make me anticipate a lackluster bounce to put in a lower high, again, if not at the value area low, potentially in this resistance zone. Flip the 786, that would invalidate that trade idea, right? You flip that 786 to support, you're going to be looking up towards the value area high and potentially even higher. So, just to give you the invalidation, right? We're not just looking for lower highs forever, right? You're not just looking to reject here. If you don't reject here, you can reject here. If you don't reject here, you can reject here. If you don't reject here, you can reject here. And then you just look at every resistance level. That's not what we're doing, right? We are simply looking at the highest likelihood or the highest probability area to put that lower high in and then break to the downside. And then if you flip that 786, that's the invalidation. Really the POC as well. So there you go. So I would be careful on VeChain. Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, yeah, look at this green dot on the 6-hour just getting stepped on with another red dot. Not the best look. But you were putting in a bullish divergence here. But you don't want to trade against the trend. Guys, the trend on the medium time frames right now, right? Like in the long term, recently, we've just simply been longing the lows, right? We've been longing the dips, right? Long the dip, long the dip, long the dip, right? We get a move down, we long it here. I'm still holding that trade, right? That trade is still massively in profit right now. But we dip down here, we look for the long, we entered right here. That trade's in profit, right? Then you dip down again, long it, right? Dip down again, long it. Dip down again, long it, right? But at this point, the local trends, especially like on the 4-hour, especially because money flow is coming out, the local trend is to the downside, right? So you don't want to counter trade this trend right now. So if you are, if you are just longing every low here, like even the long that I took here, this little scalp long, which I did get stopped out of, just full disclosure. I showed this on my market update. If you guys want to see that trade, you could go check out the market update and just fast forward to the part where I show the trade. But anyway, in that video, I was saying not expecting much out of this trade, right? I'm not expecting this to moon to higher prices. I basically did the same TA I did on the live stream, saying like it's much more likely to reject here because the trend is coming down, right? I'm not being greedy with the longs anymore. 2 weeks ago, it was hold the longs until you can anymore and then be very conservative with the shorts. Now this is starting to potentially shift where we're looking to really lean on shorts and be conservative with the longs like I was on this one right here, even though I got stopped out. But I still understood that this was likely not going to be a big moonshot to the upside. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Big players are quietly buying BTC right now. Shout out to Wick589. Very, very likely. Let's see. Yeah. Shout out to Hamd. I'm not even going to say the name of that coin. I think this is a coin that I looked up off stream the other day. They're asking why it looks so weird. It's probably a scam. I'm kidding, actually. But yeah, we do have to start being careful about what coins we actually just pull up on the stream. As Tony was bringing to my attention that people just like to screenshot me looking at them and then saying that we support them. So I'm only like when we get new coins coming in, like the one that you're mentioning, brother, I do want to like just look into them to make sure they're not scams before we look at them. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Anon said, take that percent, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Yeah, you got to pay yourself when you're in the green right now, guys. And again, being a little bit more conservative with the longs now, and a little bit more greedy with the shorts. And again, guys, the coolest thing, not the coolest thing, but the most useful thing, like the amazing thing here is that we can get insight into when the trend is going to change from bullish to bearish early by looking at Market Cipher and using the volume profiles and just using our typical analysis, right? Now let me actually pull this back up now. So, when we look at this here, right, again, before we wrap up here, I do want to talk about this. And we talked about it in the beginning, but I really want to hammer this home because last week, about Wednesday, was the first, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, so it was Wednesday, right, saying, hey, we've hit a major target here. And on top of that, we've put in a bearish divergence, meaning we had a higher high as our momentum waves were making lower lows. Now, typically, this isn't that alarming of a signal, but because we had money flow also starting to trend down, which it did take a little bit to see that start to trend, but you had many reasons to be looking not only for a local short here, right? Looking for a short above the value area high to go back into the range to the POC and then down to the value area low. But you would have been also looking at this as a potential bigger sign of weakness because you have the 4-hour bear div with the money flow coming out, oftentimes signaling some kind of a more significant top. So that's very important to realize. Like, you could see this stuff coming. Money flow. This is what I love about the money flow is it is the information, although may not be lagging, may not be leading, the way it is presented as a trend like this makes you, it enables you to identify that you're going to start a downtrend before it happens, right? Like, the downtrend didn't even really start yet, but you already had your money flow coming out with the bearish divergence confirmed, and you're deviating above your volume profile, right? So, like, many reasons to look for a little bit of weakness here. So very, 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 very useful way to use money flow, right? And look, we've already gotten a big move down, and we are just getting started here with this money flow into the red. Doesn't guarantee we get a bigger move down, but it is likely, right? And we are getting that 4-hour red dot stepping on our green dot. No bullish divergence either, right? So there was really no reason. This was another reason why, like, if we put in a nice bull div on the 4-hour, which it looked like it was going to do, but it then got invalidated. If the bull div printed here on the 4-hour, I would have been a little bit more confident on that long, but it didn't, right? And you can use the money flow to kind of front run all these trends, right? Just like yesterday. And I please, for the love of God, Mafia, I do not say this to brag because it's not me, right? It's like I'm not doing anything special. I'm not doing anything that you guys can't do. The reason I go back to look at this stuff is this is going to take trading, technical analysis is going to take repetition. Repetition is the father of learning. Shout out to my man Lil Wayne. I think he was the first person I heard say that. I don't think he invented the saying, but repetition is the father of learning, right? That's why I like to go back. The point of these live streams is to give not only update you guys on the current price action, but give you the most value possible. And the most value that I could possibly think to give you is to go back, talk about what we saw in the live stream yesterday that made us anticipate a move down, look at it, and then say, hey, did this play out or did it not? In this case, we were looking at the 30-minute money flow starting the bigger move down. And that indeed was correct. Right? If it was wrong, we could talk about maybe why it didn't play out. But I go back, yesterday we looked at the 30-minute money flow crossover into the red to start the move, and we got it. I go back to look at this to show you guys that the next time this happens with a 30-minute money flow crossover, with bearish divergences at the highs, with money flow coming out, and an 8-hour red dot, you will now know, well, hey, that 8-hour red dot's printing, and the 30-minute money flow is about to cross into the red. Last time this happened, the last 50 times this happened, Frankie Candle said it would likely start to move down. And 7 out of 10 times, 7 out of the last 10 times he said it, it was right. So let me take that into account when I'm doing my analysis. And then you do your analysis and you see, oh, we have 4-hour bear divs. We have a 10-hour bear div with money flow coming out. This could be weak. Oh my God, a weekly red dot is about to print. So the higher time frames might want to cool off as well. I'm going to look for a little short position and see if I can't make some money. So there you go, guys. There's the analysis on Bitcoin. And I don't know if we're going to get down to the value area low in the next 5 minutes. But shout out to Cybersplash. Said, Frankie, congrats on 60K. Thank you so much, Cybersplash. You've been here forever, bro. Happy that you're here to celebrate it with us. And with all that being said, guys, I didn't even look at the clock, and it's perfect timing. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's live stream. Don't forget, this isn't necessarily because of 60K. This is because Golden is an absolute gem of a human being. He wants to gift you guys 0.02 Bitcoin. So if you get in the free Discord, come to the giveaway section. Simply just click participate, and you'll get entered in to win 0.02 Bitcoin. Sponsored by Golden. Not like legitimately sponsored, but it is from him. So shout out to Golden for loving the CandleMafia as much as we do. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Smash that like button. If we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, we're going to do something fun. I guess maybe tip a waitress $500, and I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. We'll do an extra giveaway or something like that. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Pray for Bitcoin. Give us a bounce, baby. Now you got the key levels, so you guys can look for that next trade and make some money, whether that price goes up or down. That's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. Shout out to all the new people. Hit that subscribe button. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Woo!
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Dang. You guys hear that goat spitting bars? No, but for all in all realness, guys, no real crazy Frankie fake out here. I just really want to say thank you guys for all the support from 0 subscribers all the way to 60K. Insane. Like I said, this is a pretty big deal to me. I know there's tons of YouTube channels out there that, can get a lot of YouTube subscribers like super quick. It may not be a lot to a lot of people, but this is huge for me. And again, I don't pride myself on the number on the screen. I pride myself on the quality of my community and the quality of the information that we give you guys here on the channel. This is like, I say this every time we hit a milestone on subscribers, but like this has been the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Like this journey, gaining this incredible community is like, this is the coolest thing in my life. And, this is the bat phone. Tony D is calling me right now. Tony D, is there something horrible going on? Hang on one second, guys. Let me answer this. Tony D, I'm on TV right now. Gotcha. Shout out to Tony D. But for real, guys, I pride myself on this community, the quality of the community, the quality of the information that we give, and the types of DMs that we get of people thanking us for giving this information, thanking me for giving them the encouragement to get out there and really try trading, for giving the no BS, the real deal, no fake, no fake stuff, right? Like I just give the good information, and the DMs of like people saying that we changed their life is incredible. I always wanted to make a difference in the world. I never knew how I would do it. I honestly thought I was going to be lost my entire life and I would never figure it out. And that's why I'm so passionate about pushing you guys to better your life through crypto, because you can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it. So shout out to the CandleMafia. And apparently, I missed a pretty good super chat here. Let me see. Oh, Edward Diamond Hands. Shout out to you, bro. I'm sorry I missed this. He says, cheers to 60K subs. Exciting to see the channel grow. Love the CandleMafia. You the goat, Frankie. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands. You the GOAT, Frankie. Really changing people's lives with the info and insight you give. Much love, brother. That could not have been timed better, guys. That is exactly what motivates me to do this. And this is why it's the coolest thing in the world to me. It's because we make a positive impact on people. It's genuinely what I've been longing to do in my life forever. And I had trouble finding what that thing was going to be. And it looks like that thing is a crypto trading YouTube channel. So shout out to the Mafia. Shout out to Edward Diamond Hands and everybody who's super chatted. Shout out to Golden, guys. Thank you so much for being the best community. I do not just say this. I truly mean it. I wish it was possible to answer every single DM and every single comment, but it gets a little bit crazy. But this is what keeps me going, guys. Thank you so much for the support. That's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide, never see me coming, I'm a landmine, yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, on demand, if you ain't know, you about to understand, yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the